Yes, what is going on, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the Royal Rundown. I'm your host, Serge Vicente, and thank you guys so much for checking us out today on the Scrap News, on the Fight Pod, everywhere, man. So, for those who do not know, my name is Serge Vicente. Like I said, I'm the host of the show. We're gonna talk about everything all around the beautiful sport of sports entertainment. So on today's menu, let's go ahead and jump on into it. We're gonna go ahead and discuss is absolutely we have to talk about AEW Revolution, the event itself. What were our thoughts on that? We're also gonna go ahead and talk about KO calls out Steve Austin. Is it going to be for a segment or is it going to be for like an actual event? We'll find out. We'll talk about that. More WWE title changes. As you see, we're a couple seconds late because NXT is kind of tripping today. So we'll talk about that and so much more, man. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Every Tuesday right here after NXT, you will find us. We're going to go ahead and break down all things pro wrestling. Guys, I'll be very honest with you. This weekend for me was something of an event. It was something of a how do I say? It was almost a trying time. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I've never watched a live AEW pay-per-view, and this was absolutely my first one. So for me, I have my expectations. I have my thoughts. And one thing that I'm also gonna say about it is that I'm somebody that I'm not going to lie to you guys. I started watching WWF way back in the day. I'm an Attitude Era guy. I judge pro wrestling. I'm one of those guys. Like, I'm almost a snob to an extent. So, for those who've watched here or even the Fight Podcast, you guys know that I generally don't give the AEW the time of day. So, I came into this with minimal, expectations. Within the first couple of minutes, and I saw all the pre-stuff, and with the pre-show, obviously I'm a fan of Hook. Anybody who comes out listening to my boy Action Bronson, I gotta fuck with you. So like I was happy about that. I was like, okay, Hook's the dude. I like that. And then there was this like dope, crazy tag team match with like the entire cast of Game of Thrones versus like some other dudes and a big tall red-haired dude. So that was dope. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I did. But then the event started. And I don't have like asthma or anything, but I felt like I needed an inhaler. This event was nonstop. Just nonstop from the beginning. And from the very beginning, they're going to go ahead and give us, Chris Jericho and the man, the myth, the legend, Eddie Kingston. And this was one of those matches that I know people were judging because they always say Eddie doesn't get past or get over the big one. So that's what everybody told me. So even though I like Eddie as a dude, I thought Chris Jericho with his sunken in chest was going to go out there and actually win the event. But this had to be one of the most fun, most hard-hitting like first fights that I've seen, or not fights, matches that I've seen. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was hyped the entire time. And then to see Eddie Kingston go out there, take the hard bumps. And these guys, everything they did it felt like it hurt. And for some strange reason, something really in me really enjoyed it. So I got a kick out of watching it. That was a fantastic first event. And then it didn't stop. It literally goes directly from that into the Face of the Revolution ladder match. So they're going straight into the Face of the Revolution ladder match, which I don't care what you guys have to say. I like the Sonic rings. Everybody's hating on the Sonic rings. I thought it's dope. So we have to talk about the Face of the Revolution ladder match. And then it was one of those events that had a little bit of everything that you wanted, right? You have, all of the big guys facing off. And let's be very honest with you. This is a guy that I kind of clowned last week, but he absolutely stole the show. Orange Cassidy goes out there, and this has to be one of the best moments in all of the show. I mean, he goes out there, does his thing. He was a lot of fun. They all played it. They all had moments in which they looked really strong, which was a lot of fun. But then you know, you knew what was going to happen. Wardlow goes out there, ends up getting the W, and it made sense. It felt right. I didn't feel a way about it. So that was cool. And at this point in time, fam, I'm almost humming at this point in time. It's only the first two events I've been watching, and I'm like, this cannot get any better. This has to like plateau eventually. And then we go from the Face of the Revolution ladder match with, obviously, like I said, Keith Lee, Wardlow, Ricky Starks. And I was disrespecting some of these dudes, okay? I wasn't saying their names. I'm going to say their names now, okay? So Ricky Starks, fam, kudos to you, fam. You're good. I enjoy watching you doing your thing. Orange Cassidy, obviously Powerhouse Hobbs. All those dudes all did their thing. There was even this one moment where Powerhouse Hobbs and Wardlow grabbed the ladder and like just snapped it in half. Fam, it was fantastic theater. I loved every second of it. It was absolutely great. So after we see that, it has to slow down. It's natural. Well, it didn't. And next thing you know, you have Jade coming out here. Jade Cargill comes out here looking like a Mortal Kombat character. And her girl Tay Conti, man, you know what? They did their thing. They put on a really entertaining match, especially coming off the heels of something that was actually so dope, and you can tell the crowd was really loving. They kept the energy in the building, and it was super fly. So, and in between all of this is going on, and unfortunately, I don't have the pick pulled up. I messed up. That's on me. But one of my favorites out there, who I'm so pissed that the WWE gave away, is Swerve. Swerve finally gets announced. He is all elite. He does his thing going up there. I just felt the Shaka Khan in the background. I loved it. It was great. Whose house? Damn it, we know it's Swerve's house. So that was awesome. And then we jump right into, because we haven't had enough as it is, CM Punk versus MJF. Yo, this in itself was crazy. It was the dog collar match, and it was a lot of fun. It was everything you wanted. CM Punk goes out there rocking his old Ring of Honor gear, and it was nostalgic. It was fun. The crowd loved it. The match was back and forth. It was hard hitting. I'm gonna keep it being with y'all. I can really do it without thumbtacks and shit, like barbed wire. That's not for the kid, but I understand that everybody has a lane. There's a sect for everybody and everything. So I'm cool with it. You guys could have it. But all in all, it was great. It was some amazing storytelling. As you guys saw in the little clips, yo, Wardlow, he's going babyface. He does his little thing. He walks up when MJF is calling him. He does the pat. It's not in this pocket. It's not in that pocket. Oh shit, you got knocked out. Here it is. Fantastic. I loved every second of it. Great. Now, here is my one little dip in the entire show. Okay. And don't kill me for this, but the one that I'll say, Dr. Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa, it didn't do it for me. And this was, I think, and maybe it's because there was so much energy in the building from literally the first 3 hours of the show that it had to eventually sag. And I think, even though I think they did a great job, and I think that match was a good match, we just saw it a couple days before. And you guys, look, I'm throwing it to you guys in the comments. Be honest with me. Has Britt Baker's title run its course? I know I'm going to talk about it later on in the show, but I want to know what you guys think. So we'll talk about that. But that was a decent match. To me, if any dip, that was the dip in the show. And then we go into, look, man, I know I'm not the wrestling aficionado like some of you guys out there, but one thing I do know is a goddamn good match. And I am telling you one thing, that match between Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson was honestly one of the most entertaining and fun, hard-hitting, strong-style matches that I have ever seen. It's a match that we've all wanted to see, and to finally see it in that stage was dope. And what really, really, really made it dope, come on, people, it had to be when this dude came out at the end. William Regal comes out of nowhere, puts the smackdown on both of those dudes, and it seems like we have one of the dopest factions in AEW. So I love what's happening there. Also, we actually had AHFO versus Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, and Sting. That match was also fun. So obviously the building is still going crazy. This match was nuts. I had to pull up this clip because Sting is old as my mama. And this dude is out here jumping off of tables and balconies and chairs. I could not. He is old as hell, jumping off of stuff. Wait, look at that one more time, because this is crazy. No! Good God!
tables.
Oh, 3 tables, like he said. That in itself was just absolutely bananas. I mean, and then just to put the the bow on it at the end, we had obviously the AEW championship. Adam Page goes out there and defeats Adam Cole. Look, I almost needed a nap going through all of that. It was so entertaining. And the thing again, we're going to talk about this later on the show, but I heard a lot of people going out there and saying that, look, was the show too long? Did you guys feel that it was too long? And I'll be honest with you, my answer to that is no, it wasn't too long. When have we gotten to a point that just we have too much of a good thing? Yes, I know I'm on the West Coast. I live in LA. And, to me, it finished at a normal, decent human time. But even if I was on the East Coast, I would have loved that. And one thing we have to say as American, and again, I'm you guys know I'm an MMA guy. I follow combat sports all over the place. And one thing I'll say is this: MMA fans in the UK and combat sports fans across the pond wake up, watch that fight at like 5, 3, 4, 5 in the morning, and they don't complain. Why are we complaining how long this show runs? I loved it. I didn't think it ran too long because I thought it was just enough of a good thing. That's just me. You guys let me know what you think. And here's one thing I have to say, because of this amazing match and everything else going on. I mean, obviously, there's a lot going on in the world of pro wrestling. WWE is moving. And one question that I had to ask myself is, do I think that the WWE is actually feeling the heat? And are they feeling the heat of what's happening around them? We're getting signings. We're getting big news. And AEW right now is absolutely killing it. So Raw comes out this past Monday. And, they kicked it off with a bang. They had RK Bro, Alpha Academy, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens going out there, and they put on a fantastic match. Literally a 30-minute match right at the beginning of Raw. I couldn't believe what I was watching, and everything played it. It's like, and they seemed like they were finally starting to go out there and give a little fan service. Is this what's happening? Because AEW is going out there and, not that one, this one. Are they feeling the AEW heat? And I'm going to say yes. There's a lot happening. As we just saw, Dolph Ziggler just won the NXT championship. So there's a bunch of different things and moving parts and things that are happening that I feel like, and again, this is just me, it seems like they might be feeling a little bit of the pressure. I loved it. But one thing that I also loved is at the end of that fantastic Raw episode, Kevin Owens goes out there and calls out Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, I want to pull up the clip for you guys, but for some reason, I feel like the WWE probably wouldn't like that, so I didn't do that. But one thing I will say is it was fantastic. He cuts a promo, says, Stone Cold Steve Austin, I want to kick your ass, all this other beautiful things. And then this morning, we wake up to a awesome video with Stone Cold Steve Austin saying that he's down, he's going to get him, and he's going to, if you see him at WrestleMania. Fantastic. I love it. People are asking, is it going to be a real match or just some sort of segment? I'll be very, 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 very honest with you guys. At the end of the day, I can care less if it's a segment. I can care less what it is. I just want to hear that glass break and see some dude go out there and start guzzling beers. That's what I want to see, and I'm a winner if that happens. So that is what's happened in the week of pro wrestling. So what we're going to go ahead and do, one thing I want to say is everybody who is watching live right now, listen to the Fight Podcast, listen to all the beautiful, beautiful properties and all the beautiful content on the Scrap News. Continue doing that. We really appreciate you guys. If you like what you hear here, make sure you share it. Send it to all your friends around. Talk about the absolute best pro wrestling show around the Royal Rundown. Now, what we're about to go ahead and do next is this. We're going to go ahead and bring on the show my sister from another mister. This young lady is somebody who is the Fight Podcast pro wrestling contributor. She is somebody who I would say should absolutely be in the writing room because some things in the WWE just don't make sense. She says she was just an intern. I don't buy it because Paul Heyman himself says she's a badass. Here we go, people. The myth, the legend herself, my sister from another mister, Miss Dre. Welcome to the show.
Yo. You can't be adding stuff.
Where's the lie?
Fam,
Where's
my
the
goodness.
lie?
Y'all, what's up, everybody? Y'all, Sergio is a lot. He's had a good weekend of pro wrestling in his blood.
Great
He's
weekend.
excited. We excited. We in here.
You
And
know?
it's we got so much to talk about. It's been a
We do
very
have so
fun
much.
couple days, for real.
It has y'all have been live in these comments, and
For
I'm sorry,
real.
I've been on my soliloquy, so I have not been able to really look at them. But yeah, and yes, absolutely, spoiled Cali people. I'm from Chicago, but as now, yes, holding it down out here on the West Coast.
One of us got to hold the Chicago down, so I got you. You know.
Oh, wait, hold on.
You know.
Sounded like a shot for some reason. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We are not gonna go. Born and raised in the city.
All right.
All right, we're gonna go there. But welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining me once again on the Royal Rundown, one of the shows on the Scrap News. Thank you so much for joining me. Yo, it has been a fantastic, crazy weekend, and I brought you on here because we absolutely have to talk about AEW Revolution. Okay,
yes,
and it is one that I'll be honest with you. You know me, I'm a WWE guy. So
I want you to say it with your chest. Say it with your chest, Serge.
I'm a WWE guy. But if that wasn't one of, if not the, but I'm going to say that was the best pay-per-view that I have ever seen. Okay. I have been, look, I'm dropping stuff because I'm so shook. It is ridiculous. That was so entertaining. From top to bottom, I loved every aspect of it. Even the match that I didn't fully love in terms of Thunder Rosa and Dr. Britt Baker, I thought it was all good. So let me ask you this. We have to bring it to you. Where do you rank AEW Revolution?
First of all, I mean, I hate to say I told you so, but I mean,
you absolutely did.
Y'all, I told him so.
Did.
I told him, I said, hey, listen, give it a chance. Give it a chance. And he was, but then now, I'm just saying, I hate to say I told you so.
You did. You told me. You did.
No, where does AEW Revolution 2022 rank? I mean, like I told you last week, it's March. I mean, we've got a lot of wrestling to do.
Wait, hold up. I'm sorry. I agree with this statement, and we need to just tell everybody. We need to go out there and let them all know.
We can't let that breeze by.
We cannot let that go by. I saw that one, and I had to let people see it. You see it? Yes.
Let the world know. Bless his heart. I love it. No, AEW Revolution was a fantastic, phenomenal, straight up and down from top to bottom, pre-show they call it the buy-in. The buy-in and all.
It's fantastic.
Like, was a really fun, really good show. I mean, I personally think it's AEW's best pay-per-view so far in its short history. And I haven't watched an AEW pay-per-view and not enjoyed myself ever. Like, I've always had a really good time. This one, just top to bottom, was just the quality was very high. And like you said, that energy never stopped, even in matches that were slower paced or not as exciting storyline wise. I mean, it was still good. You were still in it. You were still watching it. I couldn't tweet that much. I had my phone down. I wanted to pay attention. You know what I mean? Like, it was one of those. It didn't give you bathroom break. Where, when, how, when are you doing that? Like, it was none of that in this show. It was all, it was really cool to see. I heard some of the same things you were mentioning about the length of the show itself. If the show is going to be that good quality wise,
give me every bit of them 6 hours. I will sit there with that iron butt technique and enjoy every aspect of that fight. Okay.
Right. I mean, and it's like
fantastic.
It was really good. I mean, and whoever paced that show out, I mean, I wouldn't change the order of it at all. Like, there's just nothing. I don't have a complaint. Like you said, the closest thing we have to a complaint is the Dr. Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa match. And I do think that there's some additional storyline pieces to that. I don't know if this is another topic right now or if I can go into it right now. I do think I want to answer your question. I think it's time. Please. I think the doctor has done a great job with her title reign. Beautiful new women's title belt, by the way.
It is fantastic.
Beautiful.
It looks amazing. It absolutely looks amazing. Yes.
But I'm with you. It's just like, I do think it's time. I think that St. Patrick's Day Massacre, whatever they're calling their St. Patrick's Day show, is in San Antonio. It's a Dynamite, I believe. And I think that is where we're going to see a title change. And I think
I was
that's going to
thinking
be
that
Thunder
also.
Rosa's time.
Because that's her
she's from
hometown
there.
also. Yep.
Exactly. So I think this was like a little bit of a stretch Armstrong moment. They're going to let Layla Hirsch and I think Thunder Rosa have a qualifying match or whatever. It's a number one contenders type of match happening this week. You know, I think Thunder Rosa is going to win that. We're going to run it back again.
Yeah.
You know,
but it's time.
Great.
It's time. And they have some good. And one thing that I think we talked about last time, and we can talk about a little bit here, and I'll just kind of hit on it and go back. Yeah. It's time for her to not be the champion anymore, because at the end of the day, I think everybody understands that the female champion that we all recognize is Jade Cargill. That's what it is. I hate to say it. It's just the reality of it. We have somebody who is a star, and look, Britt did her thing. She absolutely carried the torch. Yeah. But it's time. It is absolutely time. But let me ask you this, because I don't want to, because there's too much amazing awesomeness on this card to shit on any component of it. So what I want to do is this. Where not only because I saw how you didn't kind of really answer that question. I like how you kind of navigated past that one, but it's okay. I am going to get you on this one.
In AEW's line of pay-per-views, it is their best one, in my personal opinion, so far.
Fantastic. Now, let me ask you this. In terms of the WWE, all pro wrestling this year that you have seen and I'll say this, over the last 2 years.
Why are you like
who
this?
do you have? I need to know.
Why are you like this?
So, last 2 years, where do we rank this event? And please, in the comments, let me know. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
watch AEW.
He does now. Get it to Donkey. He does now. He gonna act brand new, but he is now. It's top three easily in the last 2 years. You know what I mean? And I mean, I'm not gonna put it, me, I don't like ranking things. So boom. But
I understand. I do understand.
But it's easily, I mean, the only other pay-per-views I can think of off the top of my head that I left that excited and happy was the and again, I'm terrible with the names of pay-per-views and when happened, but the pay-per-view that Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole they debuted, that pay-per-view I left that one like, yo, that was amazing. You know what I mean? Like, I left that one feeling good, and that was just this last year. So I feel like that's in the conversation somewhere. Obviously, the night of WrestleMania where Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks was the main event, I think that is up there.
Absolutely.
Those are like when I'm just thinking personally of like how I felt at the end of the pay-per-view, like that was bomb. Those are the three I think of in the last, I'm going to say year, you said two, but the last year.
Okay. No, it's all good.
Strike me immediately like I remember feeling great at the end of the show.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. Well, let's transition a little bit, because for me, over the last 2 years, this is by far the best wrestling show that I've seen. This is one of those things that I look at it and I every time, like, look, I'm a Roman guy. Look, I think I'm even rocking the You Dig right now. Sure am. Let's go. Home team. But one thing I'll say about it is that for me is, aside from a couple Roman matches here or there, those cards tend to fall flat. And again, this isn't what we're going to talk about now, but I already have my thoughts on how I think Becky Lynch only competes to the level of her competition. So if she's in there with somebody who's dope, her match is going to look dope. If she's in there with somebody who's mid, she's going to look mid. So like I said before, I think so. Whatever. I'm switching gears too much. So what I'll say is this: I knew it was bad when I saw her start sipping her glass. I'm like, damn it! I went on a rant again, and we'll bring it back. So let me ask you this: in terms of AEW Revolution, because this card was fantastic. Mm-hmm. What was your best moment? And what was your best match? Because there could be two different things: best moment and best match.
I think moment of the night. Ooh, this is tough. I think moment of the night for me. It's tough. There's the two that I'm like really going, that like I left just warm fuzzies and happy joy was Eddie Kingston getting his first pay-per-view win. Like I was just, like, come on, man. Like
I was there for my boy.
Yes and yes. Granted, like if those of us who've watched wrestling for a long time, wrestling brain tells us he was winning because it's it was his time.
Oh yeah, it was winning
but
time.
It was just that just made me feel great. I'm not answering your question properly. I'm gonna give you 3.
It's all good. It's all good. Hey, like
William Regal coming out there like he was Bryan Danielson and John Moxley's favorite uncle, trying to get them together. Like, hey, quit it. And then just everyone knowing the significance of having a William Regal in your life, like that's just dope. That was a really great moment. Moment. Katie the kiss. Jade Cargill and Ty Conti having a little smooch before they started getting it in. Great moment. CM Punk coming out in all Ring of Honor everythingness. Those were great moments.
Those are great moments.
I've named like 4 moments.
That's how awesome this card was. It had great moments. And that's what I'm saying. That to me, that's what makes the fan. When we think about the cards that we grew up with, right? The WrestleManias, there were so many moments. Like I went back, because I'll go back and I'll watch like old Raw episodes, right? And you sit there and you watch these episodes, and you're like, yo, did all of this happen on one episode? Yes. Was this on some random Monday night? Random. Like it's like that's what makes pro wrestling fun. That's what makes it dope. And AEW gave us a lot of moments this time, and I'm with you. Like for me, like I definitely had a pop for that one when Regal ran out there. Like I had to double take. I definitely double took my TV. I was like, whoa, what am I looking at? Is that William Regal? And then the way that they played it, and obviously we knew it again. And look, I'm not a blood guy. Like, whew, like man,
you're just struggling with the blood, man.
Man, I was sitting here watching that. Like, why are they bleeding so much? My God, but these dudes was out there, and then William Regal would rubbing his head in it, so then he had blood on his face. It was awesome. Yeah. That moment was amazing. Not only was that moment, I think, amazing. A lot of people don't. I mean, come on, Punk coming out to his Ring of Honor stuff was incredible. I mean, as soon as the music dropped, and again, I tell y'all, casual, okay? Yeah. Casual as all hell. I hit up Dre and I was like, yo, this feels special. This feels wild. Special.
I'm glad you said
what
that.
am I missing? So please explain. Yes.
I want to I'm so glad you mentioned that because, I love, obviously I love all of it. I watch as much as I possibly can, but I didn't even watch. I was not into Ring of Honor back then. So I didn't know everything. I've done a little, I've had to do some retroactive research and figure it out and find out and go, I want to kind of catch that either. What I loved though, is for the casual fan or for someone who doesn't know, Excalibur and Tony Schiavone and JR on the call, they explained it to you wonderfully. Like, so you, even if you didn't know exactly what this was, just like you said, you hit me up and knew immediately. I don't know what's going on, but it feels special. And I think that is why we all, us wrestling nerds, we watch it. We love those special moments. So even if we don't know all the ins and outs, and which is, what everyone is trying to do these days when we watch wrestling, we try to know as much as possible, but it's still fun to not know, be put on and then go back and find out. Like, and when a moment is good, it does that. You don't need to know right now why it's so good. Yes, big nerds. You don't need to know all of the why. You just need to know that that felt special. Like, and I think this show did a really good job of that. One of AEW's criticisms that they get a lot is that they're so into the intricate story pieces and details and callbacks. And when they do long-term storytelling, I mean, basically all of MJF and CM Punk was like a 20-year
term storytelling.
You know what I mean?
This story started 20 years ago. This
right. When MJF couldn't even drive yet. Like it was just one of those, which is great. But like, even if you didn't know that, they they explained it to you through the story but without telling you. Like they did a lot of show, not tell. And one of the things that WWE does that is that's irritating for, I think, adult fans, but I know why they do it. They do it for kids. Is there's no subtlety in anything.
They do the 24/7 championship. That's what's for
not
kids.
even just that. There's just no subtlety in anything. It's not like you can't just go, oh, I don't know. Ricochet couldn't just be the dude that bounced around the ring. He had to have the tune 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 in his music, and it's like we didn't need that.
right. Well, look,
so like there's just that's the nice little balance between subtlety and still letting casuals kind of be in on the just for enough for them to feel the significance of it. I think was one of the biggest triumphs of this of AEW Revolution. This was one of their biggest triumphs of doing that. And then I would also say that they sprinkled in just enough sports entertainment that kept it, that kept them still true to who AEW is, but also a quote unquote casual like yourself was kind of like, that was special. I have no idea why exactly, but I know that was special. And like, I think that again, that's the biggest triumph of this show this weekend.
Oh, it was fantastic. I loved every aspect of that. There was so many of those moments were just absolutely great. Let me see, moving right along. So let me ask you this, because again, there's so much to get to, and it's crazy because not only, I mean, like you said, you told me a while ago, and it's really falling true. Yo, this feels like the playoffs. WrestleMania season, everybody's going ham, and it's nuts. It's like, it's so amazing to see. So, because there are people going out there and they're really talking about and really complaining about the length of it. So if you can do without any match in there, which one of those matches could you have done without, and which one would you have cut?
I can't cut any matches from that card. What I guess I will concede and say that and again, I can't even say this with my whole heart, but maybe Thunder Rosa and Dr. Britt Baker could have gone like 2 minutes shorter. Maybe a match could have been 2 or 3 minutes shorter.
Yeah.
Maybe. Again,
so is that what you think would have been better, just to like start like whittling down times of certain things? Like, could we have like done without 2 minutes? I mean, because if you look at it like the stuff with MJF and Punk, I needed every aspect of that.
All of it, yeah.
I needed it all.
And Mox and Brian, you needed all of that, like those.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Atoms. We can't forget the Atoms.
Cannot forget the Atoms. Cannot forget. And you know what?
They needed
put
that
on
time.
A fantastic match. That championship match. Yo, Adam Cole goes out there and don't nobody lose like Adam Cole. Adam Cole know how to lose, and he loses well, fam. He does his thing, and there was moments where there was near falls. You thought certain things were going to happen. It was, the callbacks to him being tied up not so long ago. So fantastic, all the way around, and
the rainbow tassels in Florida.
There we go. I was just about to say that, you were the one that put me to, because I had to ask. I was like, is this always his gear? And the fact that he went out there and he put the rainbow tassels on there and it was the law that just got passed, or what was it?
Don't say gay bill, I believe is what it's called.
Yeah, yo, first of all, Florida is wild motherfucker. Holy shit, Florida, goodness gracious. But salute to him for going out there and actually doing that. Like that's so amazing that he did it. And shout out to AEW for allowing him to go out there and do that as well. Loved every aspect of it. The card, in my opinion, from top to bottom was necessary. It was absolutely necessary. It was a lot of fun. And So
I know they're saying, I know some people are saying cut the women's title match because we have the TBS title and technically those are both women's titles. I can't say that in good faith because we need more than one women's match on our card. Sorry. And you're not leaving off the big title, even though they kind of, they have similar but different purposes. You can't cut the women's title out.
No, makes perfect sense. I hear you. Like I said, it's one of those things that it's easy to pick on that match it was coming off of such a high. It was like I think
Yeah.
it had to come down a little bit. And realistically, there's still some really good wrestling. The two of them are
Yes.
good wrestlers, so they're going to
Absolutely.
go out there and put on a good performance. But I think that because we saw them perform a couple days before that, I
That didn't
seen
help.
this, and we
Yeah.
just saw. I just saw Thunder Rosa beat her. Like I know she can beat her.
Right.
So and then we do the gimmicks and stuff. It just wasn't as fun, but I'm still okay with it being there. This
Yeah.
was a good question. Is WrestleMania going to be boring because Revolution was so good? Now that's a good question because when I really think about it, now look, I'm going to say no because fucking,
Your boy
I'm a
is dripped
WWE
in
guy.
the
Damn it.
bloodline. You see
Come
him.
on,
You see
man.
him.
You know what I'm saying?
He's got
You know, going with my people. We're at least gonna have one good match. All right, at least that's what I do know. But
There's
they
gonna
are
be
setting
several.
some
Yeah.
things up. I mean, we just saw what's going on. The fact that we're getting the NXT champ and you know, and our guys are going back and forth to Raw. That's fantastic. Like this is
Yeah.
making it how it
Long
should be.
time coming too.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
long time coming. I'm really loving it. But I need them to keep this going.
Yeah.
I need them to keep this going. Keep adding this in. So since we're talking about WWE, and really quick, is there anything else that you would like to go out there and discuss about Revolution? Anything AEW? Any last tidbits before we move on?
Just because I don't think we put enough respect on it. That tag match with the Jurassic Express and that match was really fun.
You see what I'm saying? There was so much heat in this event. It's like, bro, like I said at the beginning, I felt like I needed an inhaler. It was
it was really fun. Ooh. And like you said, because your mama and my mama, I believe, are the same age. Why is Sting 62 years old jumping off stuff? Because that match, how about forgot all about it? I literally forgot it was on the card until they were coming out for it. And then they did all of that. And it's just like, it was fantastic. That is insane. And my last thing about the pay-per-view, and then we can definitely go on, is that I don't think any titles changed hands, and it was still that good.
No, no titles changed hands, and so
no
it was funny
mad.
because nobody was mad at all. It was fantastic. Just what a great show all around. All right, transitioning a little bit, and everybody who is watching live on YouTube right now through the Fight Podcast or the Scrap News, thank you guys so much for checking out the show today. Remember, like, subscribe, share, tell everybody about the best damn pro wrestling show in the world. The entire world. Yes. Yeah. Us right here. The Royal Rundown here. Just so y'all can see it again. Just to make sure. Boom. The Royal Rundown.
Boom.
It's us. Make sure you check it out. All right. So let's transition here just a little bit. WWE also was in action this weekend. They had a house show that had so much noise. They had Roman going out, defending his belt. They also had Brock defending his belt, and then there was some brouhaha that happened in between all of them. Let me ask you this. What were your thoughts on Brock versus Roman this past weekend at Madison Square Garden and just the event itself, what we've heard from it? Because a lot of it we've seen now.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, this is all I'm going to really say about it. That if they're going to hype it up on TV, it needs to be on TV. They've done this a few years where they hype the MSG show, which, cool. It's MSG is got a big rich history with WWE and just with professional wrestling in general. So that makes sense. Definitely pub it. But like Peacock is there, we're there, and then overseas they still have the WWE network. So put it on so we can watch it as well. Even if nothing's gonna happen. We know it's really close, or nothing significant is going to happen. We know it's so close to WrestleMania now, right? So that they're not going to do too much on those shows, but they do enough marketing of the show elsewhere on social media, on TV, etc. It needs to be on TV. We need to be able to see it as well. I get why they're doing it. They want folks to buy the ticket. That they want to make that to be a big special kind of thing, and that's all good. But
the same way that they have all these it should be a Paramount Plus show. It should be just like they do Day One, the Peacock, whatever the hell it is, the Peacock shows. You know what I'm saying? Throw them on Peacock. Have it be one of those, and it should be
even if it's the next day. You know what I'm saying? Even
Absolutely.
if it's not like they do even if it's not a premium live event, fine. It can be a
Straight
next
up.
day something, but it should just be up there. Um,
For sure.
they had your
Absolutely, it should
boy.
be like that.
Yeah, they should make fight past if they want to make it some sort of extra something, fine, but it needs to be available, I guess, is my point. In
Mhm.
terms of Roman standing strong at the end of the night, that's all to be expected, Becky Lynch getting injured. Apparently that wasn't at
Crazy.
MSG. That wasn't at MSG. That was at a house show, I think, the
In
next
Virginia
day.
somewhere the next day. Yeah.
But I mean, that happened this weekend.
Yep.
Granted, I have to
Yep.
believe she's out for like 2 weeks, so she'll be fine before Mania. It's all good. She was on socials, continuing to cut promos on Bianca and be the consummate professional she is.
Yeah,
Amazing.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Because if I was in the hospital last night, I would be still there. Or just in the bed somewhere. So that's great. You know what I mean? So
For sure.
I don't know, man. Katie thinks Roman's losing at Mania G. I don't know. I don't know.
Nah, because Brock
I don't think
don't want to work that much.
And he's been working for like a minute.
And he's been
like
working for a minute. We only got Brock for a certain amount of time. I'm sorry, it ain't gonna happen. I'm at this point in time. I'm vacation. Cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm cool Roman at this point in time having the title for another. Just give him the title for 1,000 days. I'm happy with it. Okay, give him the title for 1,000 days. Let him rock with it. But before that comes to an end, I need Naomi as part of the bloodline. You know what I'm saying? Bring Seth over.
Yeah, I was like,
bring Seth over. Like, I need the entire crew to come out here before it is all said and done. That's just me personally. Serge's personal opinion. All right, let me ask you this.
Yes.
Because that was interesting, and I think again I think it was fun, but I totally agree. Absolutely needs to be on. It needs to be televised some way, shape, or form. You got him going out here. You guys are putting stuff up on social media with shitty audio quality. He looks like one of the old school videos. Like Brock in the background. It was awful. I don't like it. Give me some good stuff. You guys have the technology. All right. Moving right along. Couple of things.
Yes.
We had a title change hands. RK Bro won the title.
Raw Tag Team Champions,
and I think that was so incredible because it seems like they were listening to the audience for once. And if anybody has been getting over with the crowd, it's been RK Bro. They've been killing it. They've been amazing. They've been fun. So it seems like they're giving people what they want. And on the back end, in the way that, I liked it, it seems like the Street Profits might be the ones that they have to go out there and face during WrestleMania, which I would be totally happy with. That is what ends up coming to fruition. Probably won't because I want it to happen, but maybe it will. Who knows? That did happen, though. What were your thoughts really quick on that?
Yeah, that was a genuine surprise victory. Like, that was a surprise outcome, right? Love when those happen because that's why we watch this crazy stuff to begin with. They really playing with your spirit. Hilarious. Here's my thing. I really loved the Street Profits promo last night after the tag match, right? Loved it. So what I'm trying to understand is, are they about to turn heel? Because RK Bro are very much faces. You love heels. Everybody loves heels. I just wasn't ready for them to be heel yet because I think they still got baby face stuff to do still. You know what I mean?
I understand.
And like, it would have been really dope if it was, them getting the titles from the Alpha Academy, who were already heels. I don't know, but let's be clear. Street Profits as heels is gonna be great.
Street Profits as heels are going to be
it's gonna be great.
The best thing on television. It is going to be fantastic. Watching Montez Ford as a heel, doc, he'll be all right. But watching Montez Ford do his thing, oh my God, it is going to be amazing. Great. I cannot wait for that one. All right, moving real quick. One thing I did want to talk about though here, and here's the big news of the week aside from Revolution, is that KO goes out there, cuts a great promo last night, talking trash about Texas. My favorite one is when he went at Booker T. Booker T, you from Texas, but your entire half your career, You were in a tag team called Harlem Heat. I
It's
giggled
great.
my ass off. It was
It was great.
amazing. It was such a great, one. And he goes out there, he calls out Stone Cold Steve Austin, talks
Yeah.
about his knees and his knee braces. It was fantastic. I loved every second of it.
Yes, for the
And
what?
then we wake up this morning to I woke up this morning because I'm on the West Coast. You guys on the East Coast, it might have
This
been
guy.
lunchtime for all I know. But when I woke up in the morning, I got, with my cup of coffee and piece of toast, they had Stone Cold Steve Austin cutting at it. First of all, he still has it. He cut an amazing promo. Oh my God.
If he's not gonna do nothing, he gonna talk some junk. Okay. He
talk some trash.
He gonna talk some trash. And it's gonna be entertaining. And that's the point.
Oh man,
That's
y'all cracking me up.
They are the worst. Aren't they the worst? I love it so much. Y'all are the greatest. Love y'all.
It's the best. It's the best. Y'all make this dog. First of all, Alpha Academy kills me with this shit. Shit. Dog, now that they've lost Alpha Academy, please, WWE, please don't forget about them. Gable is just, oh my God. This
don't break them up yet either.
Don't break them up. Don't break them up.
You need to.
And you can tell they're trying. You saw the seeds being planted because during the promo that the Street Profits cut, he went out there and said, yo, you need to check your money. Gable trying to take your money, big man. So they're already starting to sprinkle those seeds. Just keep in mind, people. I'm letting you guys know. All right.
Amazing.
But with all of that being said, they said it's going to go ahead and be, where's this little thing for you guys? Boom. Is this actually going to be a real match? Because it's going to be the KO show, but are we actually going to go see, are we going to see the little jean shorts and the knee braces one more time? What do you think?
So I feel like we're not going to know until that glass breaks and that man walks down that ramp.
For sure.
We're not going to know what it's going down. He's going to be in the segment. It's going to be a KO show segment, just like they're marketing it to be, which I think is perfect. We talked about this. Remember 2 weeks ago, we were like, I mean, is it was really great. Going down? So now we know that something.
I'm sorry. I had to laugh at this.
What is the avocado?
You're damn right it was avocado toast. And I enjoyed every bit of it with a little bit of red pepper
little
flakes.
Tomatoes and a little,
what I'm saying?
Purple onion in there. You got
you know what I'm saying? Come on now.
With his coffee.
And with some arugula.
Serge is fancy now. I love it. Man, all we know is I'm with you. I don't really care if it's a segment. I don't care if it's a match. I don't care if he walks out there, literally just gives KO a stunner, drinks a beer, and walks back up the ramp and don't say a word. Any of those possibilities will make me happy. I don't care.
Don't care. No, I don't care whatsoever. Like seriously,
it's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Period. He can do whatever he wants, and I'm a cheer.
It doesn't matter. Straight up, it doesn't matter. I don't care what he does. He can just go out there and talk on a mic for 10 minutes. Look, Stone Cold can go out there and I want to hear the glass break. Him go out there, mean mug Kevin Owens. Go look at the crowd. Give some people a double bird. Give Kevin Owens a stunner. Show off those Randy Moss hands catching beer cans, and then take a couple. Throw it to the crowd. That's all I want. That's all I need.
That's all we need.
The 12-year-old inside of me needs that to happen.
That is all we need. That is the bottom line. Do you hear me? Like
and that's the bottom line.
It is so simple. I have a question for you though, Serge.
I have an answer, hopefully.
Where does this leave Seth Rollins?
So I am so happy.
My man's is sitting there.
I'm so happy you asked that question. It's almost like we talk before we do shows. It's crazy.
Every now and then we have a conversation.
I'm glad you brought this up because I was going through it. At first, my first thought was going to be like, yo, they need to show E some love. But it's not going to be E. They're not considering E a singles guy at this present moment in time. And that sucks. It hurts my heart because I am such a fan of Big E. So I was sat there and first of all, I was sad. But after I got over my sadness, I got to thinking.
Uh-oh.
And the
Oh
more I
Lord,
thought about it,
Surge's fantasy book and help us,
the
Lord.
more it made sense.
Mm.
And the thing about this guy is that there's always rumors about him. And what are you gonna do? Because we have somebody big for KO, and KO and Seth freaking Rollins were carrying it. They were really like all of this year, for the last 2 months. I mean, them together has been phenomenal. So at first I
Great.
was like, oh, maybe we'll put that. They were gonna put them against each other. But I was like, no,
Yeah.
KO got the rattlesnake, so that's not gonna happen. This is what's going to happen. Seth Rollins is going to go out there, and I don't know how they're going to build it up, but one day we're going to look up, and this is the guy that we are going to see. What? That is who we're going to see. Cody Rhodes. It makes sense. That is what's going to happen. I mean, who else is there? He got quiet for a while. They need to make sure, and unless he goes some weird route and he goes back to AEW, and this was just all the way for him to end up running Ring of Honor. Who knows? That could be it. Maybe I'm just being a nerd. Maybe I'm just
I'd be here for all of that.
Having my tinfoil hat on. Who knows? But what is the biggest match that they can make with people that they already have in a match that we have not seen? That's the one. That's what I say.
You know, that is not a terrible shout, Serge. Dang. That's not.
We didn't talk about this part. We didn't talk about this.
That is not a terrible shout. Now, my hope,
or this happens. I can absolutely see this. Yes,
that is definitely on the table.
That's on the table. That is absolutely
very much on the table.
Seth being the man's man. Yes, absolutely.
I mean,
yes,
and that's fine. Look,
and that's totally fine. Good for him.
The chaos agent in my brain, the devil, the angel of the devil in me would love if the Cody Rhodes thing is all a work and that man shows back up on AEW or the first Ring of Honor joint or something. I would be here just to see all of the fallout and the shenanigans from it, because when you can work the world, like, especially now, that is amazing. So I love every piece of that possibility. I do like this idea though of like Seth Rollins needing some sort of partner or something, whether it be a rival, someone to actually face at Mania, or some sort of partner, even, because I could even see them in a pretty decent partnership of some sort. I think that would be interesting, because we have already seen Seth be a pretty much a G when it comes to like adjusting his character just enough to have some new flavor to it. And I could that
could be a surprise tag team or something like that. See, and you telling me that why are you not working with them, huh? They need you.
They don't.
They absolutely need you. Come on now.
That would be there's just a lot of, again, anything is possible, a lot of options. I'm going back to the Big E thing because Big E is one of my absolute favorites. We talk about this all the time. I am still upset. And so I'm going to have 2 seconds here. I'm still upset that we couldn't get him an actual feud during his WWE title reign. And even if they did it the way they did it, I don't hate joins the Edge AJ match. That would be an amazing match. So let's just talk about that. That would be just a really great match. So
incredible.
I'd be here.
I'd
be on time for that. Yeah. That would be great. I just wish they would have done. I feel like since they added so many people to that day one match, right? I think it would have been really cool if Big E and Seth Rollins went into a one-on-one feud after that, because they're the first. The first 2 NXT champions. So I just think that would have been dope. But that's all. Edge did say my roads to... He did say that. Yeah, he did say that. And then
right afterwards, he dropped a phenomenal one line, and now he is in there with AJ.
He did say that.
That's a good...
He
did say that, Katie. Yeah, you're right.
Rememberer is remembering.
Yeah. Yeah, that's real. That's a good one. I forgot about that.
That's facts. I thought it was just like a nice little red herring to get to AJ, but
But now,
Maybe it's
especially, I
him.
mean, and here's the thing: we haven't seen him in such a long time, and he's
Yeah.
kind of been quiet on the, the Twitter sphere. We haven't heard anything really was going on with him. So I think a lot of us have reason to be asking, especially when so much has been happening in the world of pro wrestling. But with that being said, let me ask you this: is there any other news and notes that you would like to touch on before we get up out of here?
I mean, other than we've got Dolph Ziggler as the NXT 2.0
Oh my
champion.
God, Dolph
is
Ziggler is
that
the
just happened
champ.
like an
Like
hour ago.
usually I would have had a thing,
I didn't
and
even
honestly,
get
I mean, for them that they have Braun Breaker on Raw, I thought was amazing, and
I
them
mean, does
having
this
that
mean
match was a solid match.
is this just like, hey, did Braun convince Vince that
Did he
much last
convince me?
night?
Man, he said it's the moment Vince saw
That
that big dude, he said
all day.
yes,
But I'm
dollars.
saying his debut last night was so good. They were like, yeah,
It was
make
so
Dolph the
good.
NXT champ and bring that man
Yo, I
to Raw.
mean, but either
Like
him and Ciampa, both of them have
today.
been, I mean, doing their
Yes.
thing. They have been
All
really
the time.
doing their damn thing. It's been fantastic to see. But, yo, guys, that is about all the time that we have for today. Miss Dre Day, thank you so very much for joining me on the show once again
Yes.
today. Where
Thank
can the
you
people
for
find
having
you? Let
me.
the people know. Of course.
Well,
Let the people know where they can
I'm
find
on
you.
the Twitter acting full when I can, Miss Dre 20. I'm on Instagram, Miss Dre Day. Come say hi. We acting a
There it
fool all the
is.
time every Tuesday. Right
That's what it
here,
is.
where I continue to convince Sergio that AEW, or there's just when I continue to convince Sergio that there's other wrestling besides WWE.
Oh,
WWE
by
is
the
dope,
way,
but we could watch it all.
I'm glad you said that. And I took your advice, and like I went to bed last night watching the rise and fall of ECW. Oh my
Yes.
goodness, amazing, amazing! And like I said, if you guys don't or haven't seen it, I'm sure you guys already have. But check it out. And also, if you guys have any other, shoot me a line, any movies or anything you guys you want to talk about or think I need to watch or anybody else should watch. Put them in the comments. Send them to the DMs. We'll talk about it. We'll watch it. We'll do all that good stuff, man. But with that being said, much love to y'all. We can always find us here every single Tuesday. You guys will see us right after NXT. So sometimes NXT runs a little long, so we'll be here whenever we get here, but before 7:30 for sure. But much love to y'all. As always, make sure if you have not already, check out the Scrap News if you want fantastic, absolutely amazing combat sports coverage. Check it out today. The Scrap News is fantastic. Much love. We will see y'all next time right here on the Royal Rundown. Love y'all.
Peace, y'all.